So a new store has opened up in Soho. I think it's on like Broadway. Well, it's not a new store, it is the Buck Mason store, but this one's become like very popular, like one because of its location, but this one's also got a cafe inside. And I mean, Buck Mason's interior design is always just so good. It's very like vintage inspired. If you remember way back, I showed the one in Flatiron, which is where they have the Porsche like 911 or something in the store. So I've wanted to go to this one for a while just to go check it out, because again, for me, I get a lot of inspiration mainly from their like just interior design. But my missus actually wants to go because there's a pair of jeans that she's seen that she wants to go try on. So I thought, hey, I'd tag along and kind of like check out the store. Now, unfortunately, today is a very miserable day here in New York. It is not super cold, but it is rainy. So today's outfit is gonna be very, very simple. Of course, on foot, I have the vintage boots that I got from eBay. For the trousers, I have the DS Colorado trousers in the nylon. These are literally, I wear these every single day. These are just my run and gun, whether I'm lounging at home or walking. These are the ones that I wear all the time. Because it is getting colder, what I've done is I've added heat tech, that just simple Uniqlo heat tech on underneath. Really strong look, that, which allows me to just get a ton more use out of these. For the top, it is the simple Uniqlo thermal, which I love. All colors, I size down, size medium. And then for the final layer, I have this corduroy jacket. I personally love a collar up right now because it is raining, and obviously it's not a DS fit without the New York Yankees cap. And then I have my Fuji X100, so I can document a little bit at the store. And then obviously, because it is raining, a umbrella is definitely needed as well. So this is my very simple and casual rainy day outfit. I honestly don't know where to start, because to me, this living room has now just had and this whole room in general, a dramatic transformation by only kind of like adding, I guess, 2 new pieces to it. But I guess we start with the coffee table, because this has had, I think, the biggest impact. If you remember when I moved here, for the first I want to say 3 months, our coffee table were 2 cardboard boxes with pretty much a blanket over the top. And we had that for ages because we were waiting on my marble table to come from London. Now, when that table arrived, it was great. We were able to get rid of the cardboard boxes, and it really helped kind of bring the space together. Now, my taste has changed a bit since I purchased that coffee table back almost 3 years ago. And I even knew when I bought it here that I would want to eventually place it, but I didn't want to feel the need to rush to replace it. I wanted to be able to take my time until I found the correct piece. And that is when I came across this vintage coffee table, which I did pick up from Tage Gallery, which is Dion's gallery. What I absolutely love about this is, one, it is so much bigger. It's higher up, which was definitely needed. And the fact that you can just see through feels like it does open up the space. And this brown tone just teams up perfectly with the rest of our apartment. Obviously, there is a lot of woods in here, the dining table, the colors, the artwork. Absolutely love it. Which then brings us into these 2 speakers. These are vintage Japanese Pioneer speakers from, I think, 1970s. I've been on the hunt for these for a while. I actually ended up getting these from Texas and had them shipped here. I got the 2 of them for $500, and they're in great condition. They've been completely tested. The sound quality is amazing. However, I currently don't have my own amp for them, so that is something we'll be getting. So right now, they are technically decorative. They also do look amazing as well without the cover on them. Just for now, I've just had the cover on because it just feels a little overwhelming, but I think they look stunning like this as well. And again, so happy with the condition of it all. I've said it before and I'll say it again, when it comes to your home and I guess interior design, it really is all about just patience and kind of just understanding that it is kind of a long journey, and that you can't really rush it, because when you rush it is definitely when you make mistakes. And yes, there are times when you do need to kind of pull the trigger quite quickly with certain items. I've done that as well, whether it's a bed or a couch or whatever it could be. There are some of these pieces that you can't be too patient on, but on the whole, my biggest advice is be patient, mood board, and kind of just understand what it is that you want from your home. It's also similar to clothing in the sense of you do have to be careful of are you following a trend that might pass, or is it actually something that you just do really like and that you'll stick to for a long time? This lighting situation is definitely not ideal, but I'm super happy with how this place is coming together slowly but surely. And there might be one more piece, quite a big piece, added in this video as well, but we'll see. So I'm currently at the Tage Gallery, Dion's little spot, because we are about to head to the Noguchi Museum, which is a place that I've wanted to go to for so long. So today we are driving over there, and I thought I'd show you just a quick little outfit breakdown of what I am wearing. So on foot we have the vintage Fry boots that I got for $40 I think it was, and then we have my Le Maire twisted jeans that I way back painted kind of them on them and did all this, and now I wear them a lot. On the top is this new little number because I'm doing a little bit of work with them, and I just love the fit of it. It is this corduroy jacket. They call it an oversized fit. It's from The Gap. I don't know if I already said that, but I just think it's got such a nice little boxy fit to it. Underneath we do just have the DS sample knit and the DS t-shirt popping through, and that's it. And also the beard is definitely coming back, but that is today's little outfit.
Yeah, just select, yeah, you're forward, yeah.
Imagine a console where you can't see the gaps.
Yeah.
Alright, fingers crossed. Toss it.
Oh, shut you. You have a PlayStation? What game do you play?
At the moment, I only just got it, so I'm only playing Battlefield 6.
What's Battlefield?
It's just something.
The shooting game?
Yeah.
I love Battlefield!
But do you know what it is, bro? I needed something that was, I needed to tip my mind. Something that just.
Wait, can we play Battlefield?
Yeah. Like now? So I'm trying to do a better job at showing you all like the behind the scenes of the brand and things that we're working on. So I actually had a few pieces at my place now that we are just like sampling and like trying out, and some of these are going into production, and then some of these we're actually reworking. And I kind of just thought I'd talk you through things that kind of like worked well and also didn't work well, and yeah, just a little bit of BTS. So we will start with this knitwear piece right here. So this, everything about this, like the shape and everything, is based off our like very popular merino wool sweater. It is 100% merino wool in a 5 gauge, and we wanted to see what kind of like either like a V-neck or a collar would look like. So this is kind of like the first sample. Also, forget about the color and stuff. This was kind of just like what was available on the floor. The main thing we wanted to look at was what do we think of, you know, our classic sweater with, like I said, a collar on it. It's one of those things that, again, this very first sample. So we are gonna go back to the drawing board. It's fine. I don't love it. I personally wouldn't buy it, and that's kind of where I start my first kind of like, when we're doing a new product, that is where I put things first. Now, it's not all about me and what I would like, but it's definitely where I start off. And when I put it on and I'm like, look, is this a superior product in my opinion to, let's say, our classic one? And then from there, I'm like, would a customer really kind of like want to buy this one over the classic one because we wouldn't be replacing the classic one. My first initial thoughts are no. Now that does not mean this is a bad product by any means. It means we kind of just go back to the drawing board. So like one thing that we're wanting to do on the next one is actually get rid of the collar fully and actually do like a really nice, like heavy V-neck on it. And I don't mean heavy in the sense of like a dramatic one. I just want like a thick V-neck with like quite a bit of detail like around the V-neck itself. And this kind of just goes to show you like not all of our ideas like hit straight away, and some of them are work in progresses. But one thing we actually did also take away from this is we still like the idea of creating like a knitted kind of like almost like a polo shirt type thing. So what we're gonna try and do as well is we're gonna do the collar version, but on more of like a lighter weight knit. So that's also something that we're working on too. So this next knitwear piece is kind of just a brand new product. It is working with alpaca, and it is this new kind of like boxy shape. So again, this isn't to replace any of the other knitwear. We just wanted to create a nice boxy fit, but one that is actually a lot more kind of like lightweight as well. And that's exactly what this is. However, we are not fully like huge fans of the shape. It does give a bit, I think the way I would describe it is a little bit more kind of like streetwear knitwear. That's like my way of that's kind of like the words I use to describe it. So we do want to refine that, but also the material. So this is alpaca, but this one just pills just far too much, and we really just don't want that. So now we are looking at sourcing other alpaca materials, and again, this is kind of just part of the process. Sometimes there's a hit straight away, and then other times it's just like you got to go back to the drawing board. Next, we have these two shirts. They're the exact same, just in different colors, and these are a prime example of just like nailing it first time round. So the shape of the shirt is based off our flannel. If you remember our Japanese flannel shirt, we absolutely loved the shape of that, and also the feedback that we got from our customers, you guys, is that you also loved like the shape and stuff as well. So we were like, cool, let's keep the shape of the shirt that we all love, and let's try it in different materials and different textures. Especially coming to spring and summer, we really want to double down in shirts. For me personally, I'm just so over wearing a white t-shirt and trousers. But yeah, I absolutely love these. I love both of the colors. I feel they complement each other very well, and I just really like the detail and texture going into these. Now these ones are still just like sample ones. They're not like PPS ones, which is like a pre-production sample. So the fit and stuff is still slightly off, but on the whole, it gives you a really good idea of what is to come. Sticking to shirts, well, almost everything else left is shirts. Now this actually got a lot of questions in the last video. It's this the shirt that I was wearing, and we are kind of going back to the drawing board with this one. So I absolutely love the color. Also, this is the exact same pattern as those ones based off the flannel shirt. We went for a wool cotton blend, which is what this is. But the main thing that I noticed, so with all of our products, like I'll like wear test them and see how they hold up. I'll wash them and do all that because we want to make sure we're putting out the right stuff. I started to find it was just a little bit too itchy, at least on me, with the wool. For spring and summer, you want to be able to wear it with nothing underneath, or at least like a vest underneath, and you still don't want it to be itchy. So we are taking it back to the drawing board. We actually have another one arriving later this week. It'll pretty much look the exact same. It's just they're changing the comp of it slightly. So we'll see how that one goes. But as far as the color and the texture on this one, I absolutely love it. Which brings us into the final shirt. Now, this is the exact same one as the blue one. It's just a different color. It's the exact same comp. This is the Japanese flannel shirt. It's 100% Japanese cotton, which is then made in Portugal. And I absolutely love this color. So when you do look at materials, you get kind of like swatches, and they'll kind of like show you what colors and stuff are available. And this is the other one that was available. And for full time as well, I just think this is beautiful. It's got a mixture of white, green, and then kind of like the interesting bit, pink. For the final piece, Jonah, you're really much sitting, you're very needy at the moment. For the final piece, we have this little beauty right here, which we haven't kind of like fully named yet, but I guess I'd call it like a zip cardigan. That's kind of like my way of thinking of it. Pretty much, again, coming into spring and summer, we want to really be able to like offer some lightweight layering pieces, lightweight jackets, lightweight knitwear, lightweight zip cardigan. And we have this beauty. We have been working on this pattern for such a long time. This isn't anything revolutionary to the fashion game at all. Zip kind of like, I guess, again, cardigans and stuff like this have been around for a long time. My issue with kind of like all the ones that I've tried on is either the zip is too heavy and it just pulls down the garment, or when it comes to the collar here, they just flop down. We wanted to create something that was still kind of like nice and fitted to the neck, whether it was fully zipped up or unzipped. And we, in my opinion, absolutely nailed this. This is the only kind of color at the moment that we're looking at, this really, really nice brown. It's just so smooth, so soft, and I just love the texture details in it. And yeah, this is one that's taken a while, but really now happy with the final product of it. Let me know if you found that interesting. If you want to see more of our fails, I can absolutely show you those, because we have so many more failures than wins, and I can talk you through what worked and what didn't work. So if you do find that interesting, let me know, because I can do that all day. In every episode, I'd be able to show you what went wrong. But like I said, with everything that goes wrong comes out at least one kind of like product that we are just so happy with. So I'm definitely looking forward to some of these ones releasing.